out of closed session. To start us off, the Cub Scout Pack from Orange Sword School is here, Cub Scout Pack 1294. I would like to invite them forward to lead us in the flag salute as we honor the flag of our country.
Please stand for the flag ceremony. Color guard advance. All in uniform salute. All others place your right hand over your heart. Please join in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color guard post colors.
Of our community and how significant and important it is that they are involved in different aspects of life in Fullerton. Thought we should take a moment to honor one of our own that we recently lost. Marge Pogue passed away after a very short time from her diagnosis of cancer. It was kind of a shock at how quickly that we lost her. Those of us that know her, she sat on this board with us. There are many principals in the room that probably had her as a teacher at their school, maybe some teachers she was a mentor to. And she probably has, some of her students still in the area. Meyer, and I know you always have the most, but Marge probably has many students still in the area. She obviously was a great person to our community. If you look back at the back of the room, there are many of her accolades that she received over the years. She served not only as a teacher and a school board member, but she was the president of FETA and very, very involved in Assistance League of Fullerton and AAUW, just real involved member of the community. Those of us that attended the memorial service felt it was just a nice way to kind of celebrate the life that she gave to the education community here in Fullerton. So if you'll join me now, I thought we would just take a moment of silence to just kind of remember her and refocus our hearts and thoughts to what makes a good person is a good teacher sometimes. So join me, please. And on that, Marge, you will be missed by many in this room. A couple other things out of closed session. First of all, announce that the board meeting is audio taped and maybe video recorded, and it's streamed to the internet or posted on the internet for public viewing. We do have a couple other reports out of closed session. In the closed session, the board voted 5-0 to approve a 45-90-day notice of unsatisfactory, unprofessional conduct, which may lead to termination for employee number 2460 per Education Code 44932. And also on this date, May 3rd, 2011, the board reviewed a request for a stipulated expulsion concerning student case number 1011-11, and we will now take action on that request. It is a recommendation of the Administrative Review Committee that the student be expelled from all schools and programs of the district for the spring semester of the 2010-2011 school year, which ends June 17, 2011. The board finds that the student has violated Education Code 48900A1 and 48900B. Readmission to the district at the end of the expulsion period will be contingent upon satisfactory completion of the rehabilitation plan pursuant to California Education Code 48916. The student may apply for readmission at the end of the expulsion order. Is there a motion to approve the findings and recommendations of the Administrative Review Committee?
I second.
It's been moved and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any abstain? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, then next on our agenda is to hear some public comments. And I have two in front of me. I'll start with Roger Romero. You'll come forward, state your name, and do we need an address?
No, we don't, but you might read the rules of public comments.
Okay, the public, our rules of public comments have to say here that the board meeting follows rules of decorum. The public may address the board on items of public interest within the board's jurisdiction. Per board bylaw 9323, individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board limits the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. The total time allowed for public comment shall be 30 minutes. Public comments about an item that is not on the posted agenda will be heard at the time the agenda item is considered by the board. Public comments about an item that is not on the posted agenda will be heard during this time. No action or discussion may take place on an item that is not on the posted agenda except as expressly authorized by law. Since the board cannot take action on items that are not on the agenda, such items will be referred to the superintendent. Persons wishing to address the board are invited to complete and submit a request to speak slip to the secretary. These slips are available at the reception counter. So, at this point then, Roger?
Good afternoon, board members and all in attendance. My name is Roger Romero, and I'm a member of the community. I'm here tonight to promote college awareness. According to the National Education Association, an important barrier for college access is the lack of instrumental knowledge of the steps needed to go to college. I wanted to encourage the district to perhaps implement college awareness in the elementary campuses. I know that we recently had a lot of budget cuts, so perhaps it's hard to think of new programs or expenditures, but my idea is essentially free, but at the same time it's very enriching. Perhaps in addition to all the informative letters we send home, we can send letters promoting college. Maybe encourage the teachers that in the open house or parent gatherings to mention college attainment. Or even organize meetings. I know that we do fundraisers and certain events. They could be around college attainment. I just recently learned that local schools are regularly practicing these types of college motivation. Just like we have pajama day or hat day, maybe we can incorporate a college day, where maybe the kids could wear a college t-shirt or their favorite, college logo. I hope in preparing for next year, the board decides to try some of these methods. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Thank you. And our other request to speak is from Louise Chamblin, who has something of creative nature.
This is the second, we're going to call it the second annual, hoping that maybe it will continue, quilt made from the students, the various classrooms, and the quilt will be drawn at the October pin auction for all the arts for all the kids. And as an art major, art to me is very important, music, art, and I just think the kids did a wonderful job, and the art teachers also. I will say that this is hand-quilted. It's the last hand-quilted one I will be doing. Hands are too old, and the ink in the fabric makes it very difficult to hand-quilt. But it will be in next October. Will be the drawing.
How much are the tickets?
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a suggested donation of $1 a ticket, and with every 20 tickets, you get a packet.
Oh, is that going for a wallet?
$20.
Ooh.
A packet of cards with the students' art on it for every 20.
And anybody else up here can buy
So
some.
Beth gives $50. Thank you, Beth Berryman. The first of many board members, and for those on the video, it's allartsforallthekids.org. Send in your money and donations, and somebody will send you your tickets.
Marlene, yeah,
Yes,
thanks for
everybody. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's try the front row. Christine, wait, hold on, you have someone here.
Okay, we'll give you the alphabet. You didn't get the cards.
Here, I'll split them with you. I only understand also.
All right, thank you. We will fill out the cards, the raffle tickets, and send them to you. Thank you. More cards? Yes, I can.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, and I want to thank my mom for working for months hand stitching this.
I think we should give her waiting at the exit as people leave.
Yes, and they can mail it in, and we're at different schools and the pin auction, and
Well, guess what? They'll be around
I
for
will
months
find
and
you.
months, won't they? This is your
October
first
will be here
opportunity.
before you know it, so buy now.
Buy often. Thank you, Louise, for once again using your talents to help our students. You are amazing. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you to
thank
Vanna.
you.
And that must mean it's time for public comments to end.
Yay!
Because now it's time to go on to even more exciting things. This has been a very exciting day. First, we started by recognizing the Teachers of the Year from each of the schools in a little reception that was held over at Pacific Drive. And how exciting it is to see the thrill and excitement on not only on those teachers and the principal and the staff, but the family members sharing in the joy of them being excited for their. But at this point, I would like to go ahead and call forward a very special group from Fullerton, the Rotary Club of Fullerton, who works very hard to improve the lives of many in our schools and our community. And I believe that the person that's going to start this off is Jay Ritchie. So, as the president of the Rotary Club of Fullerton, come on forward.
Thank you very much.
You get the mic. Thank you. Say it first, you mic.
It's my pleasure to be here in behalf of the Rotary Club of Fullerton to, as we continue to support education in this community. And one of the things that was brought to our attention this year as we conducted our collage concert in partnership with Cal State Fullerton under the direction of Chairman Lynn, was that we wanted to give a helping hand up. That was our objective as we begin the collage concert. So among those to receive money tonight is the Fullerton School District, and we want to applaud the Fullerton School District in its efforts to help children of the homeless in terms of what they need in the great hope and the great objective that those kids will be more viable, contributing citizens on another day. So it's with my pleasure to present to Dr. Mitch Hovey a check from the Fullerton Rotary Club in the amount of $5,000.
Thank you, Rotary, for the homeless. My homeless children are really grateful. Thank you so much.
Before Jay sits down, I have to also say that our Rotary Club does so much for this community, and they're wonderful, wonderful partners. And I'd like to thank, on behalf of the folks in the district, Jay and Alan and Meyer and Vern, thank you, and Teresa, thank you for all that you do for our club, and thank you for what you do for our community. So once again, this will go to support our program, to support those kids that need extra support. So appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, let's go there. 4 of you. One more picture with the 4 of you, if you don't mind.
Lots of bullets.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Now, you're number 2.
I'm number 2, so it's also my pleasure as part of Rotary. The Rotary's not done. This was just part of it. But also the Rotary does Community Investment Awards. And it's my pleasure to present a check for $1,000 to Cub Scout Pack 1294. So if you would come up, please. Here's our Cub Scout pack, and we'd like to present this check on behalf of the Fullerton Rotary Foundation for the Cub Scout house repair. As you all know, at Orange Thorpe School, we have one of the appreciation from the Rotary Club for all the work that you do. So we present you this check. Thank you. Okay, so it says thank you from Pack 1294 from the Weebles. Thank you very much, and it's signed by everybody. Look at that. And from Den Creek, thank you. Another thank you card. So thank you very much. You can see once again the Fullerton School District really is full of partnerships, and we appreciate all that everyone does to promote what we do and what we do best is working with our kids. So thank you for the work that you all do, and thank you for the partnership with the Rotary Club. Thank you.
Okay, I think up next, Bird Andrews. You got the same agenda I do.
Yeah. Well, in keeping with the Rotary business of the Community Investment Awards, we have, I think, 3 more to go. And I'll do the first one, and Minor Duncan will do the next 2. So would Debbie Hutchinson come forward? Debbie turned in a request from the Acacia School to purchase a iPod device to be used to teach people English and get a feedback such that they could see how they're doing. And we thought it was a pretty good idea. So on behalf of the foundation and the club, I'd like to give you $1,492 to buy your iPad.
Thank you very much.
Next, Minor Duncan represents.
On behalf of the Rotary Club of Fullerton, I have the pleasure of presenting 2 awards. One is from the efforts of Holly Wirt, and I'd like to present this to Rolling Hill Schools. It's for $500 to improve their library, and I think that the focus is on the primary children. And the second one is awarded to Woodcrest School through the efforts of Colleen Townsend Thomas, who requested physical education equipment for the kindergarten, which will help them with eye-hand coordination and also with upper body strength. And is there anything that you would want to say to explain that a little more?
All I want to say is it's kind of like a big basketball thing. I think they're on the school campuses. They're just not in the kindergarten yard. And I have a big blue basket where we bring the balls out. And right now I have children that hold the basket and people shoot balls at them holding the blue basket. And sometimes they're out here and the more daring ones are in here, and some put it on their head. And kids are shooting balls. And so I just think this is going to be wonderful, not just for kindergarten, after school program, preschool that goes through there, and the special day kids that go through there in that kindergarten yard. I figure it's over 100 students is going to have, and I really, really thank the Rotary Club.
Would you like to come up and receive your
Take one more.
You take it.
Thank you.
Not all funds will have that money.
Oh, yeah.
Meyer, you know you can stay. Meyer, you can stay.
Yeah, they all can move to the
It just takes a couple of months and they forget.
Thank you from all of us here at the board table to the Rotary for your generous support of the children of our community that are involved in our schools. We are truly blessed to have your support, and we really, really appreciate it. So thank you very much. And thanks for joining us.
Incidentally, that's the way basketball started, with the basket.
Yeah. That's right. Work on the laundry. Okay, next on the agenda is superintendent's report. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to our superintendent if he would like to share a few words with us.
Thank you very much. I'd like to again thank the Fullerton Rotary for their donations, for how they partnered with us, because they truly are a great partner in working with our schools. As was mentioned earlier, we had an opportunity to congratulate 20 Teachers of the Year program held over at Pack Drive earlier, and we'll be doing that again at the main event on June the 9th. I think FIDA is hosting that, if I'm not mistaken, Carl, on June the 9th. It's coming up, so put that date on your calendar to come join us. We'll be recognizing those 20 Teachers of the Year, as well as our County Teacher of the Year and any retirees. So what an honor to do that. It seems like we just started the school year, and here we are already recognizing teachers, recognizing them for jobs well done, ending up yet another school year. While we're on the road of congratulations, I'd like to congratulate Hilda Sugarman for being named Educator of the Year through our Chamber of Commerce. She'll be recognized at the Chamber breakfast on May the 27th at 7:30 a.m. in the morning at Fullerton College. So congratulations, Hilda.
For everybody, because it's all of you that allow me to help out and be in programs, and so I'm just a symbol for you all. Thank you.
Thank you. We received also word that the California Business for Education Excellence Foundation recognized 11 of our schools. There was over 1,200 California schools named to this 2010 honor roll. We had two different awards. We have the Star Schools and Scholar Schools. Our Star Schools are those schools with significant populations of socioeconomically disadvantaged students that have shown a significant increase in grade level proficiency over 4 years and are outperforming expectations for every subgroup of students. And those schools named and recognized are Maple School, Richmond School, Valencia Park, and Woodcrest. So
Stand up, stand up.
We also have named 7 other schools that were scholar schools, and those are schools that are showing significant levels of academic achievement. They do not have a significant socioeconomic disadvantaged student population, but they are making great progress, and they are making great gains with our students and showing great academic achievement. Those schools are Acacia, Beechwood, Parks Junior High School, Fern Drive, Golden Hill, Laguna Road, and Fissler. So if you are here from those schools, please stand. So we are very proud of our schools, and I'd also like to say, and I think I mentioned before, but Maple School also received a very distinguished award. That was the Title I Academic Achievement Award. And that is for schools. Maple School, I know you're out there. There's Maple here. Maple, would you stand, please? Susan Mercado is the principal at school, and they have done just a phenomenal job, and we're very proud of you and the work that your students have done. They have made gains, not just for 1 year, but they have shown significant gains for 2 years in a row. They have done some phenomenal things, and it's unfortunate, but I guess the state has canceled the big celebration, but I will be meeting with Susan. We're going to see what we can do to put together our own celebration. So, congratulations.
And we can all go.
So, and with that being said, I'll turn it back over to my board colleagues here, my board team. And I know, because a couple of us went last night to honor Lynn, and I'm going to let somebody else talk about that. But wonderful things happening in the district as we approach these last few weeks of school. I know we're in the middle of testing, and I know schools and our teachers have been working really hard all year long, and I'm sure our students will do very well. And looking forward to seeing how they do. I'm sure that they will do well. As I've been out and visited schools, and I've heard teachers talking about how they're meeting the needs of all of our kids. So I expect great things as we conclude out this school year and get ready to end, get a little bit of summer break, and then come back for yet another school year. So thank you.
It's true. This is that exciting time, because we'll be just one honoree after another as we go through these last few weeks. One more banquet. One more banquet. One more presentation. So let's start down here at this end, and we'll let Janny go first. The information from the Board of Trustees.
Yes, we've been enjoying the open houses, and there's still some more to come. I was attending Sunset Lane, and Paula took me around, and we made it to every classroom, and there was a wonderful Korean barbecue. And I have to tell you that the open house ended right around 7:30, and there was this most spectacular rainbow. And I wondered if Paula planned that for Sunset Lane, this rainbow. It was a spectacular night, and thank you very much for the guided tour. It was really a lovely evening. The Music Junior High Concert Plummer Auditorium, all the arts fundraiser, that place was packed, and it was amazing the talent that went on. And I don't know who choreographed all the different venues, but how they came on so quickly and how they went off, that was so beautifully done. And Lynn is to be commended, and I hope we made a lot of money on that one, Lynn. I was able to attend Maple's Cinco de Mayo celebration at Maple. A lot of good food was there, got good music, baskets to purchase. The police were there showing the cars off, and a lot of activities. It was a fun night for everybody. On Saturday, Ladera Vista had a really exciting Saturday school that was sponsored by the Lions Club. Pete Barron put together Ask a Scientist Day, and all the kids went to sessions, and it was really a cool day. The kids wanted to be there and learn a lot about science. That was really nicely put together. And I noticed on the Governor's Challenge, I signed up for a school, and I've been checking every day. I've been logging in my 30 minutes of exercise, and I'm sorely disappointed because the school I signed up is not really participating. But I do want to, I'm not going to tell who it is, but I do want to commend Rolling Hills, because Rolling Hills has 99.1% of all their students participating. And you guys really need to pump it up because you're really close to the top. Sunset Lane is doing well, Golden Hill, Fissler, and Acacia. All these schools participating. There's still time to get on board, and everybody can participate. you don't even have to be a member of the school. Anybody can sign up as an advocate. So I highly recommend that Governor's Challenge and everybody get on board. I'm not going to talk too much about the Orange County Music and Arts Education Award that we attended last night. Beverly's going to speak about that, but it was so fabulous and heartwarming to see Lynn up there. You know, my mom had her as a student, and I know how much love she had for art. My mother was an artist, and my mother was a music major, and it was heartwarming to be up on stage with her. A touch of a tear for her. Congratulations to Lynn, and Beverly will talk more about that. And a final note, if Robin's still here, or Robin's probably really working hard trying to get everybody in the putting teams, or if Bob's here, or Robin's there, there still is time to sign up and get on the putting tournament team. You can putt, or you can just go to dinner. We're turning in dinner reservations tomorrow, so go see one of them. And we'd love to have you there. That's this Friday night for Fullerton Education Foundation.
Trustee Sugarman.
Wow. A lot. A special thank you again to the Rotary. Wow, they are such a great team player with us. We really rely on them. Lynn, congratulations. Well deserved. Well deserved. I wanted to say that I had the joy recently to visit some schools, and what was exciting to me, recently I was at LV, Valencia Park, and Beechwood, and what was really exciting is that no matter how wonderful a school is, they're moving ahead to go to new grounds. And Nicholas too, excuse me, and Nicholas. Each school is doing some brand new types of things that are innovative and effective. And that's exciting. At LV, they've started the HEART program. It's wonderful. Well, they're starting it even more next year probably. It's for 7th graders, and it enhances communication with their families. And it's working wonderfully. At Beechwood, Ramon is so excited, and his staff, about putting in the new STEM program for next year. Science, technology, engineering and math, and it will be directed, I would say, because it's really involving so much technology and art and things like that, by Pablo Diaz. I hope we're not letting Pablo go again this year. Mark? No notices, thank goodness. It's really exciting, and I think you're going to be hearing a lot about it. At Valencia Park, they now have 800 iPod touches in place for students. What is going on over there is marvelous. And for next year, they've ordered iPads. So, goody. They decided they were going to delve into technology. Their teachers and their students are so excited, and a special kudos to Ted and Karen for the training that I heard was so important to them as they moved into this process. At Nicholas Junior High, there's a plethora of wonderful things, but the focus on bringing students to their greatest potential is so great. You feel it in every subject across the board. And I want to give special hugs to every teacher on that staff who has decided that they are not going to let one student fall under the carpet or wherever you go if you don't function. So kudos to all of you, and it's exciting to see that nobody is sitting back on their laurels. Everybody's looking to do wonderful things for students. For those of you who have a full garage, car on the street, e-waste this Saturday. Get it all out, and the bigger the better. If you have an old television set, those big hunkin' computers that go at about 1 page every 6 hours, old printers you don't know what to do with, Ladera Vista between 9 and 4 on Saturday. Just bring it by, you'll get a receipt, even a tax deduction for all that junk. And the car will get to go in the garage. June 4th, What is June 4th? Can I ask for some audience participation? Does anyone know what June 4th is? Kathy? Toast to Learning! You are such good learners. I am so proud of every one of you. So I don't have to mention that. And I loved the suggestion about College Day. I hope next year we'll be invited to see a College Day at some of the campuses. Certainly our junior highs and our middle schools, whether it's LD or Nicholas or Beechwood, they all have college banners throughout their classrooms, and they have buildings named for colleges, they visit colleges, and we understand children have to have a linear vision of where they want to go and how they're going to get there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hilda, I have a question. Can you tell me about this e-waste thing?
If at Ladera Vista
Yeah.
is on Saturday, anything relating to technology, electronics, batteries, TVs.
That you can't just throw in the trash.
You know,
Right.
this stuff.
Recycle.
And they get some money from the recycling?
Yes, we do. Last time we had it, we made about $2,000 for the Technology Foundation.
It's like 8 to noon or something?
Pardon?
I'm going to be at this. It's not.
9 to 4. And they're just trucks. We also provide service projects for our students. The Scouts are going to be the main people running it this time. And also volunteers from Ladera Vista, and they will get credit toward community service. And so it's a win for every one of us. And my husband especially, because I'm getting the junk out of the garage. Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
And why don't you continue on with
Sure. I also attended the Rotary All the Arts fundraiser. It was a fabulous performance. My daughter was in that performance as well, but very impressive. Enjoyed it. And I spent a long time, I think Mrs. Berryman and I spent about 4 hours together this Tuesday, and much like with Nicholas and Ladera Vista, I was just super, super impressed. And I think we visited every classroom, didn't we? Or almost every classroom. And I'd never been on that campus for any length of time before, other than the dental clinic that I visited one time. And just super heartwarming, the feeling of the campus and the attitudes of the children and the teachers. And we walked in unannounced into every room, and those teachers were working hard, and the kids were responding, and I was just really thrilled with what I saw there. I don't want to spend much time on this. Dr. Cardinale in his report to the board members in his packet kind of responded to some of my points that I've made lately about the $3.1 million that have not come to the Fullerton School District for redevelopment. And I don't want to disagree with Dr. Cardinale, because his numbers are probably right. I think we haven't had a chance to talk. I think we're going to have a chance to talk. I think that, this is really for the board. The big difference, I think, is you're probably referring to making a prediction about what we get next year, if that had passed. And I think the point of the treasurer and my point was really a bigger picture of the amount of money that has been moved from regular property tax rolls into redevelopment, big picture. I think the question that was posed to the treasurer was, how much money, had redevelopment ever existed, would be coming back to education? Kind of not so much what would we be looking at getting next year. I wanted to let the board know that I received Phoebe, my daughter in 7th grade, received a take-home project, I guess, take-home questionnaire that was to be done with parents, various questions related to the Project Alert Substance Abuse Program. I had some concerns with some of the questions. I found them to be sort of unanswerable. And so Dr. Hovey was kind enough to have Becky Dorigo meet with me, and we discussed it. But I think she might be coming back with some recommendations about some minor changes we can make with that program. But just wanted to make the board aware that I had some concerns with that program. That's really, that's all I have.
Okay. And Trustee Berryman.
Okay, thank you. I have a pile, but I'll try to go through it quickly. I wanted to share with the board that I was able to attend the Fullerton Council PTA meeting last Tuesday, seems like forever ago, and heard Aaron Runyon come and speak. And if anyone has ever had an opportunity to listen to Aaron Runyon, who is the mother of the daughter that was abducted and so brutally killed, to turn tragedy into something that she's done is just remarkable. And to, as a mother, looking at what, how courageous she is, and to have turned a tragedy into something more positive, that can actually go out there and share information with other parents to make them more aware of child predators, to work with other organizations to teach children about bullying. She's kind of got on a focus now, instead of just parent education about child abductions, but also giving schools information or bringing programs into schools that talk about bullying and how children can defend themselves against regular students as well as predators. And we've always taught our children that when someone comes to us, or if an adult comes, we don't give children the ability to hit these people or yell at these people or scream at these people. And this is one of the programs, Rad Kids, that they're teaching kids now, is how to defend themselves. If in fact they are in a situation where they can't get out of it, what do you do next? And as a child, giving them the tools to be able to react to that, and that's Rad Kids. So Aaron came in and talked about that, and I was very, very impressed, and I think that we should, as a district, kind of encourage our PTAs, because PTA leaders were there to hear her story, and it is a program that can be incorporated into every school, and they have some training over the summer that is free if you apply for it, as long as the parents or the adults give back X amount of training hours. So it is really a great thing, and for principals out there, talk to your PTA presidents about it, because they were able to hear the story. And I did pick up a be safe, be brave, be safe thing for everyone here. So I just thought it was very, very informative. Again, tears to your eyes because of the circumstances in which brought her there.
Yeah,
yes.
I wanted to tell you, she's been a very large supporter of the Technology Foundation and has been an honorary chair at least twice so far, and believes in our school district.
Well, I think another thing is they're talking about internet safety. So again, that keys into that. Someone talked about Governor's Challenge. I think that was Janny. Tomorrow is the last day to sign up. We said that. So and looking at the numbers, last year we had more adult participation than this year. So 30 minutes, 3 times a week, you guys, we can all do that. Right, Mark?
Sure.
Okay. And you probably do it already, but you just haven't gone on to sign up. So tomorrow's the last day. We are really looking at, you can go to the Y. I have a membership person. I give you free. Okay, so again, it's to go online on that, I'll just give you guys the handy dandy website, www.calgovcouncil.org. Sign up before the end of the day tomorrow. Okay, adults? Okay. I think that there's this piece of paper is out there all over the place. So. I wanted to make a shout out for Pacific Drive because I don't think they're here tonight. They're doing a family fundraiser at Salt and Pepper all week long. The restaurant Salt and Pepper on, is it Orange Sword?
Yeah.
On Orange Sword.
And Brokers.
All week long, this restaurant is supporting Pacific Drive by donating 20% of their sales. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 20% for anyone that has a flyer goes back to Pack Drive. So, do you guys eat? Yeah, so, we can maybe try and go one meal there. So, we have until Friday, I believe, on that. I want to thank the district. I don't remember when the last time we were here. We had our spring fling here at the district office. I always like to come to the district office when they have these potlucks because you get to eat. It's the greatest thing. Thank you guys, everybody. I learned a lot at Ask the Scientist Day. I ended up in one of the classrooms and never came back out, so I thought of all the stuff that I should have done while I was in school. Like listen. I want to thank the Observer, because every time I look in this Fullerton Observer, I see so many great articles about our schools. So what you guys are doing to report the things that are going on in our schools, I think is wonderful. So thank you very much. I do know that it takes time and effort to do that, to cover this stuff. But you always see great articles, at least 2 or 3 in each one, talking about what's going on in our schools. Sometimes I see what's going on in our schools here without knowing what we're doing. Not to say nothing for me, but I went to Laguna Road's 4th grade play about California Here We Come. Thank you for inviting me. That was a wonderful, entertaining show. And then last but not least, I do have a check for Laura Lynn, so before you leave, just pick this up because I should pay for my concert. Last night we were able to attend the ceremony, and I think that we've all talked about how arts is important for all of us and all of our students. And for Fullerton School District to stand behind arts and not want to take arts out of our schools is phenomenal. There's not a lot, there's so many schools that the first thing they cut out are arts and music out of their classrooms. And arts and music is so very, very important to the whole child, to these children being able to learn and go on. Incorporating arts into a project, incorporating arts into a collaboration in your classroom, either through technology or through what have you, is so important. And last night, Orange County, in conjunction with the Smart Foundation and the Sugarman Center for the Arts and the Orange County Arts Advantage Program, we were able to recognize people in Orange County or educators in Orange County that have made a difference in the arts. So during this presentation, we were able to not only once but twice see Laura Lynn come up and accept an award for her outstanding contribution to arts with our students. She was actually got a 2011 Outstanding Art Educator Award. In addition to that, because of the collaboration between the Cal State Fullerton, All the Arts for All the Kids Foundation, and Laura Lynn's efforts with the Project Create program, they were able to give her an award, and that was actually it was the Chairman's Award. So I don't think they'd had the Chairman's Award before, and because of her outstanding performance and the things that are going on in this district, they were able to make up an award for Laura Lynn, because she deserves the best of the best. So I want to again thank Laura Lynn. I think we should all thank Laura Lynn for representing Fullerton School District as the outstanding arts contributor forever. So.
Most number of days you've gone without being applauded?
Deserve all.
Yes. We are very fortunate to have you in our district, Laura Lynn. We are indeed, and the students are. I do want to say one thing, though. That concert that was done with all of the bands and all the choirs was absolutely fabulous, and I want all the principals to go back to all those teachers that were behind the students, because the work was done by them, and you can tell the compassion, the joy in the teachers, the interest, the hard work, the effort, the love of music that was put into that made that concert so very special for all of us. So I want to give a big, big kudos to them, because that represents many, many hours of work behind them. Yeah. So kudos to all the teachers for putting on a wonderful concert for all of us.
And it's without, this district is the best. I mean, nobody could do any of those things without such a supportive board and the district, and the administration. So thank you.
We are, yes. We're the best. We are indeed. Okay, moving on. And now part of the best is our PTA
Okay, I just got back from our 112th state PTA convention. A little tired, so I apologize. So it was a 4-day event or 4-day conference, and we had 2 resolutions this year that we had to vote on. And if you've never been to a resolution hearing, it can be heated with verbiage. And some of the meetings when we are taking a vote can be very, 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 very long.
Longer than this meeting?
4 hours. Very long. And so I just kind of want to go over what we had voted on and what was adopted. So one of the resolution A was the automatic external defibrillators. And last week in our council meeting, we had a very, we have to vote on this so that I can go and vote at the convention on these resolutions. And they changed the verbiage a little bit because there was a big concern, because there were some people, I think Nurse Jane, I don't mean to call her, throw her under the bus, but she's not a fan of it. And we were kind of having just a discussion on it. So basically what has come up with the sudden cardiac arrest, let me go into a little bit of it, is an electric malfunction of the heart. The only effective treatment is SCA, it's a defibrillator, an automatic external defibrillator. AED is a simple, small, portable device approved by the FDA for use by a liaison person. The AED restores the victim's heart to a normal rhythm. What they're asking, state is asking public access defibrillators, PAD programs, to be placed EDES in visible and accessible in public locations. Sudden cardiac arrest can happen to anyone at any time with no warning. It is estimated that 1 in every 500 children has an undetected heart condition, and often the first signs of SCA time is very critical. In most cases, the question of life or death is determined before professionals' help arrives. PTAs, PTSAs throughout California can protect the safety and the well-being of all children by raising awareness about AEDs in schools, by running school districts to implement PAD programs. So this resolution was adopted and was passed for California State PTA.
Could I ask a question?
Sure.
Was the debate just about whether, like, it's too dangerous to give that equipment?
Actually, at the state PTA, this was easier than the resolution B. They did change some wording because what their concern is if it's just anybody that can use it, is it going to be basically more for high schools because of the sports? The kids are just unfortunately dropping dead.
But is the argument against it? Like,
no, it's for it. It's for it.
I'm gonna just go ahead and remind us that this is just a report time and information time, and keep the meeting moving forward. It's just a chance for the PTA to share information. So.
Yes, so that was adopted. And then resolution B is regard, I think it was Hilda that was talking about the STEM education, the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The California Task Force on Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics Education has created a framework of policy and support of all California competitiveness in the global economy. Fathered in 2010, the National Science Board identified major area of need. Policies that support STEM preparation for teachers, the nurture of STEM potential in all demographics of all students, especially in the economically disadvantaged urban areas, and support culture of parents, educators, and the students that celebrates innovative thinking and academic excellence. And this resolution was passed and adopted on that one. And that one was really long and very interesting on the terminology that they wanted, specifics. Like again, if you're voting, you want to change the word A, it's a process, and it can be a very long process. So that was adopted. And then I just want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day. May 17th, we are having a spring luncheon at Coyote Hills. And this is where we will award scholarships and service awards. And the new PTA board and committees will be there. We urge all PTA presidents to bring their principals. May 24th, 4th District training will encourage all to take advantage of the training. Have a happy Memorial Day, have a fun and safe one. Also, I wanted to tag team on Bev's with Aaron Runyon. I actually met Mark Klass, Polly Klass's, I don't know if you remember, I think it was 1993 she was murdered. And again, talking about the internet and the bullying, and I have some of that information for all of our presidents for PTA, they will be getting that. Like, the bullying in a cyberspace is really, really, really bad. And kids are killing themselves. So we need to really take a look at that and implementing some of these safeties, things that are going on on the outside of the world. I know we're in the inside, but the outside things that can harm our children that I think we get kind of like, oh, that's not going to happen to my child. Well, yeah, it could happen to your child. And it could happen to my child, it could happen to anybody's child. And he's done a wonderful thing like Erin did. She's going out, turning their tragedy into something that's greater than a lot of us could ever think of imagining. So that's my report, and thank you. If you want to talk to me more about that,
thank you.
And clear that up.
Hey, FDTA, you have a report? Or would like to share information? It's not a report, it's something to share information.
Good evening to you all. You have in front of you the California Educator for the magazine for CTA, so you can catch up on this month's CTA contribution. FETA and the Fullerton School District has lost a significant friend in education with the death of Marge Pogue on April 15th during our spring break. As a teacher, she was active in FETA and served as president from 1977 to 1978. She also served on CTA's State Council for 9 years and as a delegate to the NEA-RA 6 times. As a respected school board member, she continued to thoughtfully consider the needs of teachers and students in the Fullerton district. Her contributions were considerable and serve as an example for the rest of us to aspire to. On another note, in the last 3 years, we have seen $20 billion in cuts to schools and colleges. 40,000 educators have been laid off. Art, music, and physical education classes have been eliminated from the curriculum, and college tuition has more than doubled. With the lawmakers of the state refusing to vote on tax extensions, California is in a state of emergency. Next week, May 9th through 13th, there are many activities to draw attention to this deplorable situation. The acronym LEARN has been used to identify the theme for each day of the week, beginning with Monday being L for legislators. And this is a time to contact our senators and assembly people asking that they vote for tax extensions. You can call 1-888-268-4334 to contact your legislator, or email them to get your opinion heard. The E stands for every parent, and on Tuesday, parents will be contacted to let them know what their children's education is facing if tax extensions don't go through. Wednesday is a day of appreciation. For the teachers, it is Teacher Appreciation Day, and that evening, CTA hosts the WHO Awards. The WHO stands for We Honor Ours. And teachers are recognized for their outstanding contributions to the union and to their schools. Thursday is a day for revenue extensions and fairness. There will be a rally on Harbor between Chapman and Commonwealth, which FETA will be involved in, and FSTO, which is Fullerton Secondary, and everybody is invited to participate because this affects us all. The rally begins at 3:45 and goes between Chapman and Commonwealth on Harbor. Members of CSEA, PTSA, AXA, and teachers will meet to try and get the word out that our students need help to fulfill their educational experience. On Friday, there will be simultaneous rallies up and down the state from San Francisco, Sacramento to San Diego. Their purpose is to emphatically proclaim that this is not business as usual. The operative word is the not. It is the hope that by focusing this week on the needs of education, the citizens of California can get the point that we must make improvements for the benefits of our students. I would like to close with two quotes. The first is from Alexander the Great, who said, "I am indebted to my father for living, but to my teacher for living well." And the last one is a quote from John F. Kennedy, who says, "Modern cynics and skeptics see no harm in paying those to whom they entrust the minds of their children a smaller wage than is paid to those to whom they entrust the care of their plumbing." Thank you.
Information from CSEA.
Good evening. My name is Alan Busta, CSEA President. Tonight on your agenda, you guys have our CSEA chapter proposal, which needs to be sunshine tonight. I hope we can move forward in negotiating in the future. I'm sure we can get through this budget crisis again. Real quick, I just want to remind everybody, our rodeo roundup for our classified banquet is May 21st. Those of you who already have RSVP, we'll see you there.
And it's very inexpensive, $25 for a great time of dinner.
Yeah, but a lot of raffle prizes to be given away too. So, yes. So thank you.
Can we wear a cowboy hat?
Yes, it's a rodeo roundup. Thank you.
And FESMA, information from FESMA.
Thank you, Board of Trustees and Kevin. I wanted to echo Bev's words about Erin Runyon. We've had her at Sunset Lane twice, once about 5 years ago when she started Samantha's Pride, and then Tuesday evening she came and spoke to us also. And she is indeed a passionate speaker, someone that parents really connect with. So she's a wonderful speaker for any school, and we're going to be starting our grad training with some of our parents this summer, so that's very exciting. I also wanted to acknowledge on behalf of FESMA, the Teachers of the Year who are honored today. And we are in their classrooms and see the good work they do every day. I'm sure, as I do, many of our administrators look at teachers and say, would we be happy having our child in that class? And for every one of these teachers and many, many more, it would certainly be a yes. So congratulations to all of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now back to the business of the meeting. Information of all the district activities happening over the next few weeks you can find on our website, in our calendar. And our next action is to approve the minutes from our regular meeting, which was held on April 5th of 2011. I entertain a motion to approve those minutes. I hear there's a motion. Is there a second? I'll second. It's been moved and second to approve our meetings from April 5th. All in favor say aye. 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 Any opposed? That carries 5-0. Next on the agenda is our consent items, numbers 1A through 1M. Highlighting, of course, 1G and 1H. We've touched on it a tad already, the Day of the Teacher resolution and the week of classified employee, the Day of the Teacher, May 11th, and classified employee week, May 15th through the 21st. Anybody want to pull an item or entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Pull 1G and 1H.
1G and 1H have been pulled. Anyone like to approve our consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda with the elimination of 1G and 1H for discussion.
Is there a second? Second. It's been moved and second. Any more questions or further discussion about any of the items on this consent agenda?
I wanted to thank again, we thank our donors every year, and we just thank, or every month, and we just thank people here. Fern Drives, PTA, I know that they were really struggling to get some more computers, I believe, for the math and music program over there. Looks like their PTA donated over $30,000. So I just want to say thank you to them for doing that. Again, you know, Rolling Hills Foundation, $10,000. So our parents are really stepping forward and helping out and trying to see the needs of their children at their schools and contribute so that we can get that stuff.
I also want to thank Dr. Huddy for working hard to try to get me more information on the PO report, and I'm hopeful that in some future meetings with some IT folks that we might be able to create a system that gets us more information about the why of different requests on the report. Don't know if that's going to happen yet or not, but I appreciate you working with me on it.
And thank you to Carmen for the extra hand effort she did to see that we got that this time. Thank you.
Okay, back to our consent agenda. Items 1A through 1M with G and H pulled. It's been moved and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? All those carried 5-0. Then 1G.
I'm going to try to be a little bit smarter about this than I was when this came up with the administrators. I'm going to support both of these, but I just want to make the comment that it's ironic that this is coming up on the same day. It's not ironic, maybe that was planned. On the same day that we just congratulated and awarded our various teachers of the year from our various schools, and I struggle with mass congratulations that, from my perspective, sort of equalize all people in a certain role. And I think it matters very much that we note that we have excellent, and we have average, and we have poor people in various positions. And I am one that tends to believe that the Stanford professor that says in the United States, if we were to terminate our bottom 7% of performing teachers, that we would rise back to second place amongst industrialized nations in math and science testing, is more true than not. And so for me personally, this vote on G with respect to teachers and H with respect to classified employees is going to be with a special thank you to those staff members that truly, A, go above and beyond, and B, either by the grace of God or through their own hard work, just happen to be far more talented than typical. But with that, I would move that we approve both items.
Okay, I have a motion to approve 1G and 1H.
I second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion or comments in regards to these items?
We forgot to mention that the week of the classified employee ends with a lovely party, and I bet that wasn't an accident
Yes.
either. And for those of you who've never been to the classified event at the end of every year, it is about the best event we have. Other than, what date? June 4.
Oh, so much celebrating. Okay. Okay. It's been moved and seconded to approve items 1G and 1H. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Those two items will carry 5-0. And now on to action items. The first item has to do with the sunshining of the Fullerton School District's 2011-12 proposal to negotiate with CSEA Chapter 130. Mark, you want to say anything or any words?
Well, this is our second reading of the district's proposal to negotiate with CSEA. And we also have, we have a very long history of working in a positive manner with our classified employees for good, solid resolutions for all of us. And I anticipate the same will continue. So once CSEA has sunshine theirs, we're going to get to work.
Thanks. Is there a motion then
I
to
make
approve?
a motion to approve the sunshining proposal to negotiate with California School Employees Association Chapter 130, and I hope that it works out well for everyone.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor of approving this proposal, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next item of business has to do with the Laptops for Learning program. And this one we're looking at just two of the schools that have the laptops there that we did some surveys on, Formosa Drive and Nicholas Junior High School. And I'm going to turn this over to our superintendent.
Thank you. This is an item that we bring to the board each year as a result of the ACLU lawsuit settlement happened about 5-6 years back. And I'm going to ask Ted Bly, who's our Director of IT, to sort of share with us some information with regard to this item.
Thank you, Dr. Hovey. So hopefully this So I'm here to give some information on the Laptops for Learning program as well as technology in general in the Fullerton School District. First of all, I wanted to go over some of the different things that we talk about frequently, which is the fact that Fullerton School District is a district of innovation, utilizing technology in innovative ways. Currently, we have about 200 interactive whiteboards, interactive projector devices, approximately 2,000 iOS devices, which include iPod Touch or iPad devices, and a little over 6,700 laptops and desktop computers. So what we bring to the board today, I just want to point out, again, that the laptop program is a small slice of the pie, of our overall technology vision within the district. Now, to find out if we can continue the laptop program, annually we do a survey. And the survey you have in front of you, basically this is what it looks like. It goes to all the parents of students who are going into the program. So 2nd grade for Fissler, 4th grade for Formosa Drive, and 7th and 8th grade for Nicholas Junior High. This is not a survey that goes out to the other 3 schools that have modified programs that are not 24/7. Those are Warrensthorpe, Maple, and Pacific Drive. Those have laptop programs where the laptop stays at school, so there's no need to do this survey. So there are 4 choices on the survey, and those are, I want to participate in the survey and enter a lease purchase. I want to participate and request grant and aid, which is known as the 50/50 program, and the Fullerton Technology Foundation supports that and provides the other 50%. The 3rd choice is I want to participate in the program at no cost other than insurance, and so they basically borrow a computer from either the site or the district. And the 4th choice is I do not want to participate in the program. So once all the surveys are completed, of course it's a process, it doesn't all happen at once, so we take the time to go ahead and update the website, and we have a 14-day window to update the website, and I have a little bit easier copy to read, and we put the full numbers up of how many students were surveyed, or how many families were surveyed, as well as what the responses were. So this is this year's survey for incoming 2nd, 4th, 2nd grade at Robert C. Fissler School, 4th grade at Formosa Drive, and 7th and 8th at Nicholas Junior High. And I'll take a moment to let you see all that. So this indicates how many of those students requested lease purchase, how many requested the grant and aid, how many requested insurance only, and how many requested to have no laptop program whatsoever. And one of the really gratifying things is that nobody actually requested that one. So that's always a very good, positive thing. This next slide shows the percentage, because according to the ACLU settlement agreement, the amount of parents who say that they will either lease purchase or request the 50/50 option needs to be at 90%. But the school board, in its sole discretion, can grant a waiver, and that's why we're here. And the waiver allows the program to continue regardless of whether they hit the 90% or not. Typically in the past, it's up to the school site to fundraise to get to the 90% level. But as you can see, both Formosa Drive and Nicholas Junior High have all the laptops they need from pre-existing laptops that were site-owned, purchased previously. Yeah, so both Formosa Drive and Nicholas have all the laptops they need to continue the program. So they will not need to do any additional fundraising to continue the program. And so we're here, though, to ask for the waiver so that they may still continue, because that is what is described in the ACLU settlement.
Okay. At this point, we can open up for questions, or if someone would like to make a motion to...
I would like to make a motion to approve the request from Hermosa Drive and Nicholas Junior High to maintain their existing laptops for the learning program and waive the laptop survey percentage requirement for incoming students.
I'll second that.
It's been moved in second. Are there any further discussion?
Of course. Thank you for that information, Ted. I just had a few questions.
Sure.
Mr. Allen. I noticed that Hermosa's GATE program were they not surveyed, or did they not have to be surveyed?
They have been surveyed, but the reason we didn't put up the numbers this year is because we always only get preliminary numbers at this point, because as you know, the GATE program, we don't always know who is coming to each school until practically the beginning of school. So the years that we went ahead and added in the GATE numbers, they're always skewed because not all the students have been surveyed, and so we felt rather than mislead, we would go ahead and wait. Currently, of the 11 students, I believe, 10 are doing the lease purchase, so they're well within the 90% as well.
Right, but how many new students do you anticipate to the program? How many openings will there be?
And that's always a good question.
What happens if they come in and you survey them and it's below the minimum? Does that come back then for a waiver?
I would probably come back for a waiver, yes.
Any further questions?
Yeah, can somebody give me some more information on, is anything more than just this being sent home done? Is there a presentation or a meeting?
So at each of the school sites, there is a meeting, at least one meeting, where we invite all the incoming parents or incoming students' parents to attend the meeting and listen to the presentation. Typically, they listen to some teachers talk about what happens in the classrooms, how the laptops are utilized, the surveys are handed out, all the options are fully explained to them, and there's a lot of question and answer.
Is there any video component of the presentation, or is somebody speaking through this whole thing?
There are videos of student work that are presented. If you are referring to a video of information, that was done about 3 years ago at Golden Hill. We thought that we would try a way to go ahead and put out a video for information afterward if parents missed the meeting. But we found that parents really appreciate the personal touch and would rather meet with the principal or myself, so that we did away with that.
So you haven't done a video presentation for the last 3 years?
No.
How can I be assured of the anonymity of the folks that opt to borrow? You know, this information goes to whom, and how is it processed that the families that choose to borrow, do they get the computer at the same time?
Absolutely.
Is the computer, are all the computers of those who purchase and those who borrow returned at the same time? Because I believe the kids that lease keep them over the summer, do they not?
Kids who lease or do 50-50 are allowed to keep it over the summer, but they are collected at the same time to ensure that all of them are in working condition.
And when do they return to the families that purchase or lease?
Prior to summer.
During class time?
Usually there's a pickup, which is either after school or during school, sometimes before school, but generally after school.
I lean heavily against supporting this. I'm sort of just over asking parents to participate in a program that costs them $1,500 each. And I believe that it is likely, I can't prove it, but I believe that it is likely that some significant number of parents find that amount of money to be a struggle, but they feel obligated to some degree for moral reasons or for humility reasons or for preventing any embarrassment of their children. They feel obligated to make the purchase. And I'm looking at Hermosa, Of that 19, do you know how many are purchase versus 50/50?
The numbers of
19 is purchased and 9 is.
And 9, yeah, okay. So I mean, I'm looking at $30,000 out of parents' pockets for a program that, in my opinion, in all likelihood is, you know, in the short term, probably going to morph into something that utilizes less expensive equipment over time. And are we not doing well with programs where there's just computers that are used, either shared by different classrooms or used where they don't have to be purchased by students?
And by, well, what do you mean?
Tell me why this is better than when the kids don't get to take them home. Understand, I've had 2 kids go through it.
It's in our opinion that when a student is able to take home the computer, they take more ownership over it and are able to create projects with more depth to them.
That may be true, but I just, $30,000 from parents is just tough.
The same parents, the same number maybe, perhaps, of parents with whom you have great concern that they're really stretching, as many parents do for their children, for that special pair of shoes that their kid wants for basketball. We've had people come to our board meeting. One mother from a school came with 2 children and said, my son at Nicholas has this laptop he brings home. It has encouraged his 2 younger siblings to suddenly take an interest in school. And P.S., his dad at night when he goes to sleep has learned to use the computer and is now applying for a higher level job. Now, I don't know how many of those stories are out there either, but that sure is a wonderful event in the life of 4 people and mom, 5 people, for a laptop being given to their son. And I think that we can't measure what people are thinking unless they tell us. But when you look at Nicholas and you see that 31 people are getting a computer to use and 28 people are putting some dollars toward it, it has to do your heart good to know that this district is able to support 31 families who check the box they want this program.
That's your motion.
That's your motion. Excuse me. And Nicholas, you have 17 paying and 60. Does that not make me feel proud of the school district at a time when technology is there for global learning and we are able to provide it in the fiscal situation of the state of California? Whoopee, Fullerton School District.
You know, I'm certain that those anecdotal stories are true, and I'm sure there are a lot of examples of wins from, you know, people bringing these computers home. In this economy, though, more so than ever, the numbers of people willing to participate have plummeted logically. People are hurting. I think...
Wait a minute, I want to make a correction.
Yeah.
The number willing to participate is total. The number asking for support may be larger. I'd have to ask that.
Well, I know that's true.
Well, there's more of them also that are asking for just insurance then.
Yeah, I mean, I know before this ACLU suit that the numbers of people willing to participate were very, very high because there was a sense, you know, that maybe the program wouldn't happen or you know, maybe they would be singled out. And I think that's been substantively taken care of. I'm just not comfortable asking parents for $1,500 when the results show that in the case of 2 of these schools, more say no than say yes.
No, more say I can't afford it.
No, more are saying I want to just buy the insurance.
Right.
Well,
that means that
More are saying no to the money. More are saying no, or not no, I don't want to do it.
And isn't it wonderful that we can provide the program at no cost to them? Or at a decrease?
It is, but I know what it's like to be a parent and and one of these things comes home, and look, from what you just described, I can assure you some of the children are acutely aware of who bought and who borrowed. I can assure you that some of the parents are acutely aware that their children may be exposed to that feeling. I have no problem with it. I borrowed a principle that we don't need to get into now. But I could tell you a couple of anecdotal stories about people I've watched physically in front of me in the Hermosa multipurpose room struggling with the humiliation of needing financial assistance in front of others.
Should the Assistance League not dress our students? The Assistance League provides clothing. Should they not do it because there's only a limited number of T-shirts to pick from? And so when you see 6 children in the classroom and those T-shirts, you know that they've been given free clothing?
You know, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. And it's a germane point. But there's a big difference between helping folks that are needy in a way that gets down to food and clothing and asking families for $1,500, which, you know, there are families out there that maybe are hanging on paying their mortgage where $1,500 might represent 4 or 5 months of discretionary income.
You realize $1,500 over 3 years.
$1,500 is $1,500. I'm just saying it might represent months of discretionary income. So, you know,
I'm going to go ahead and call for the question.
Can I ask a couple more questions out of the project? Fundraising for the program, I'm really happy to see that we have inventory in stock to go towards those laptops for those that just want insurance. So that made me happy, so thank you. Because again, one of my biggest concerns has been the fundraising, just the added responsibility of fundraising to the schools, to the principals, to the parents at our school sites. So to see that we're not having to do that fundraising because we have laptops in inventory does make me happy. I get concerned again, the fundraising from the others that are in the program, like Fissler in the 5th and 6th grade already at Hermosa, that may have gone into the program starting to pay, and that once they're in it, maybe have come on, lost their jobs or what have you. Are we tracking, are we able to keep up with the efforts to be able to fund those laptop payments that may be falling behind now? And so that was one of the things I wanted to ask.
Yeah, absolutely. And we keep up to that. And also, should parents lose a job or something, they are always able to go talk to the principal and then end their lease and change their borrower status if they need to.
And I'd like to make mention that I do monitor the laptop aging reports, and every year it gets less and less. And I'd like to thank the Fullerton Technology Foundation because they do step up to the plate and they help cover the deficits so that this district is not out any dollars at all. And I'd also like to share that, you know, this program has evolved over the last few years where it used to be, Bev, as you said, that we were major fundraising just to enable to be able to offer the program. We're to a point now where we've given parents the option, if you'd like to purchase it over 3 years in a lease purchase agreement, you can do that. If you'd like grant assistance, you can do that. If you don't want to purchase it, you may borrow because the school also has them. So there's no issues where we have to go into huge fundraising in order to make these programs go. So this program has evolved again over the years where those parents that responded wanted to purchase them. And those that didn't, they wanted to participate. You can see that there was not one family that said they did not want to participate in the laptop program. They all wanted to participate. And this program, has, like I said, has evolved. It has grown, and it is an outstanding program. And it is something that this district is known for. And we stand for 21st century learning and teaching. And this is something that we continue to promote.
I think it's truly a kudos to the principals at these 3 schools that they've brought the program to a point where there has been such support that the inventory exists. I mean, that's where I always envisioned this program going, that the laptops would be there at these schools, property to use, and it's now moved into that. I mean, a vast majority of the computers are owned by our schools, so the kids have them 24/7. So truly, it's kind of like, here's a great service to the parents. If you'd like to buy one, we can offer you a 3-year loan to buy a computer, or it's here for you to use. I mean, it's kind of evolved into what we all kind of envisioned many years ago it could be, that the schools could own them. And here we are, we've done it.
But is what you just described really sustainable? Because, you know, we have laptops, we have tons of laptops in inventory, because over, you know, however many years we've been doing this program, but as our numbers are dropping and dropping of folks willing to pay.
Well, I would say that at Nicholas it is, because that's really where the program is given, and that's the one school that's offering for a waiver along with Hermosa. And the other school in question is Hermosa's program, and they seem to, it's a much smaller school. There's 60 kids involved, and over half the computers are owned. And then there's an element within that community that says, I'd love to own a laptop for my kids, so I'll buy it, and they've covered their program. This really is about a waiver for those 2 schools because they didn't meet the criteria of the ACLU lawsuit. We're determining to say, my gosh, you guys have figured out a way for us to approve this waiver so you can continue your program, and it's only for Hermosa and Nicholas that we are now discussing.
Yeah, but my gosh, the way we figured this out is by charging 19 people $15,000.
I don't believe, look at it as charging 19 people. I believe 19 people chose to say, I would like to own a computer for my child. I'm going to read it that way.
Yeah, I understand. And you have a right to read it that way, obviously. And the numbers are actually, it's half. You know, I mean, in fact, over half are choosing to not pay. I just think in light of the fact that I don't think the future of public education in California is going the way of charging parents $1,500 for their child to have a computer to take home. I don't think public education is going the way, good public education is going the way of needing a device that costs $1,500. I think it's going to go the way of needing a device that maybe costs $500 or $600. In light of the fact that I think we've become expert at providing very good computer programs, laptop programs, where the laptop stays in the school and really rotates and gets usage from class to class. I'm just opposed to seeing 73, 93, 100 parents in this district forking out $1,500 when I don't believe that that's the future of education even in this district. I think we can do a great job without those parents having to fork out that money. And I don't believe that all of them, if you could sit down with them privately and explain to them the entire history of the program, the history of the settlement, if you can change how the computers...
Yeah.
I call for the vote.
We've called for the vote. I'd like to...
There's no second yet for calling for the vote.
I second. We have before us a request to approve the waiver for Hermosa and Nicholas to maintain their existing, very successful laptop program for the learning program. All in favor of accepting this waiver, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
No.
Any abstain?
I had a couple more questions, so I'm going to abstain because I wasn't quite ready for the vote.
Okay, motion carries 3-1-1. Thank you, Ted. Okay, administrative reports. We're here to have the California School Employees Association Chapter 130 Sunshine their proposal to negotiate with Fullerton School District.
This is the first reading of their proposal, as is the practice, and it is not up for vote tonight. It's up for questions and issues, and it will be posted for the next board agenda in May for its approval. So at this point in time, it's open for any kind of questions or concerns.
So this is CSEA's first one
reading.
to us.
That's correct.
And anything that's underlined and in bold, anything that's in bold and underlined, or just anything that's bold? Because there's two paragraphs at the end that are bold. Are those added?
If it's underlined, it's a change.
It's a change, okay.
Okay. The bold is a statement basically wanting to leave the possibility of opening other options and discussion items as consented between the group, basically.
Can I ask you a question on 6.6 longevity?
Certainly.
It says add commencing on various years, a percentage of base salary. Is that a bonus, or I didn't quite understand what it was.
First of all, and Al, please step in to correct me on this. Classified salary schedule is 3 or 4 steps?
6.
6 steps altogether?
Yes.
Okay, 6 steps altogether. And you commence 1 year, you move down each one of those steps until your 6th year. After that point in time, there are various longevity steps. They're concerned with, at this level, for the 22nd year, 7.5, 24th year, 8.5. It's basically not a bonus, it's a multiplier on top of that step 6 salary. So if you, let's use something easy, and Gary can correct me on the math, but let's say you're making $100 on step 6. On the 22nd year, you get a 7.5% increase on that $100, or you get $107.50.
So what you're saying is that right now, at this, after the 6th year, is this adding something?
And after the 6th year,
They don't get
their
anything.
salary is pretty much frozen. But after so many years of service, they get an additional step. And it's to try and compare to other bargaining units. For example, teachers have a 22-step salary schedule, but after step 10, they have longevity that steps in every 3 years or thereabouts to give them an adjustment. So this is just a means to say that, gosh, after I've worked in the district for 22 years, my base salary, which is on step 6, will be increased by 7.5%. And it's not additive. So for example, in the 24th year, it's not 8.5% times the 7.5% on top of the step 6. It goes back to step 6 base and goes right at 8.5%. So using my $100, I know that's not a great example, but instead of $107.50, after 24 years, it would be $108.50, or a gain of $1. Now, obviously, we're not dealing with $100 bills here, but that's, for those of us who are not math majors, close as I can come.
So right now, they don't get anything at the 22nd, 24th?
No, they have, and I don't have it with me.
No, we don't receive anything. So just cost of living increase, and that has not been applied.
So
Your last year is what, 20, right now it's
22.
22 or 21? 22? Okay.
So you can, so after your 22nd year, if you've been here for 40 years,
Yeah.
you get COLA and not longevity.
Yes.
Now, in just comparison again to other bargaining units, the Teachers Association, after I believe it's the 22nd year, they are also frozen basically, and there's no other additional growth after the 22nd year. Again, you have to understand that salary schedules for both classified and certificated employees in school systems are quite unique and different compared to most other.
Well, yeah, because when you look at it, you think, gosh, you're going to be here for 40 years and never get an increase. It's not really true, because if, in fact, it's a normal year and you're getting cost of living adjustments, you would normally get a cost of living adjustment.
That is correct.
But you could get a cost of living adjustment and a longevity adjustment in the same year if your years of service hit.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
Because like right now, we are still giving longevity increases where we're not giving any COLA increases, right?
We have not had a COLA for 2 or 3 years, that's correct.
But we're still
But
giving
we are
longevity.
still giving longevity, however, depending on the contract agreements. Using FEDA again, they froze their step and column piece up until the semester point, so they didn't get any growth at that point. Classified, we did not freeze their salaries in step and column.
And I'll just remind everyone, this is their proposal, and this is what they'll be taking to the bargaining table.
That's
I
correct.
just needed to understand the code.
Good questions.
Okay, other questions? Then we'll move on to the exciting part of the day when we ask if there's any information requested from the board or possible future agenda items requests. Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned and